Okay, so I'm going to start calling out the attendance. So pay attention. Remember, you need to say like present, and if you don't have, please just tell someone else to tell present for you. Okay. Is Erika in here?
Present, teacher.
Good. Thank you. Andy?
Present.
Sandra?
Present.
Alejandra?
Present.
Anais? Is Anais in here? Okay. Daniela?
Present, teacher.
Alejandra?
Here.
Mm, Martha? Is Martha in here? Diana? Diana? Sheila?
Present.
Dulce?
Present.
Fernanda?
Present.
Arturo?
Present.
Ruby?
Here. Present, teacher.
Okay. Okay. Victor? Victor? Is Victor in here?
Me parece que tenía problemas familiares.
Okay. Yes. I got it. I remember it. So I was checking that actually. But that justification. Well, thanks. Miriam? Janetti? Is Janetti in here? Monica? Monica? Is Monica in here? Mm, mm, mm.
Present, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Denise?
Present. Contesté por Jessica, pero ya puso en el chat que presente.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Actually, I went to the page in order to see if someone was writing something like that, and I saw the message, and then thank you. Okay, Axel?
Present.
Victor?
Present.
Diana?
Present.
Okay,
Present.
so let's go. Today's topic is about the simple past and past perfect. So let's go with it. I'm gonna share the screen. Please tell me if you can watch what I'm going to present to you, okay? Okay, so can you see the screen, guys?
Teacher,
Can
¿me
you?
puso falta?
No?
Ok. Es que entré después, bueno, entré como, bueno, sí entré después y ya había pasado mi nombre.
Don't worry, I already checked your attendance.
Ok, gracias.
Don't worry.
Ella
Okay,
ve la
can you see the
presentación.
screen? Okay, thank you. Well, in this case, what for we use the simple past? Okay, so what for we use the simple past, guys? Here we would complete actions, okay? It's a one that start, finish. In this case, complete actions because we know when they start or when they started and when they finished. Okay, that's why we call complete actions. And then we have an example in here. Well, we have seen some different examples. I had 3 exams this week. Yeah. Guys. So what we have in here is the subject, the main verb that it should be in the past form, and then we have the complement. I had 3 exams this week. When we talk about a negative sentence, we're going to use the auxiliary verb do that change into did plus the negative part plus the not that in this case is in a contraction or in a contract way. I didn't pass my exam. Okay, and again, when we make questions, we're going to use did again, but as well, we're going to use it at the beginning of the sentence, and then we're going to say, did you eat breakfast this morning? And it is important for you to know that when we are using the did, or the auxiliary verb did, in this case, the main verb should be in base form. That's why in here we have, I didn't pass my exam, and did you eat breakfast this morning? And then for the yes no questions, we're going to answer yes I did or no I didn't. But for example, at the same time, we're going to use what did you eat this morning? We're going to use a WH word. In this case, we need to provide the information we need. So for example, the first one is did you eat breakfast this morning? And we're going to say yes I did or no I didn't. And that's all. But in this case, when there's like, what did you eat this morning? And then you need to say, I ate eggs and oranges, okay? So remember, it is important for you to know when we're going to use the forms of the verbs. Remember, the verbs are like regular and irregular, but when we have a regular verb, the only thing we need to do is to add the ed ending in this part, but when we are not using it, we need to learn how the verb changed with an irregular verb, for example. Do you have questions so far? Guys? Guys, do you have questions? Yes or not?
No, teacher.
Okay, is it all clear then? Yes? Just remember, like, you need the subject, the main verb in past. Just remember the structures, and then we have some examples of it. So can I continue to the following? Okay, and expressions for the simple past. We're going to say yesterday, this morning, this afternoon, last night, last week, last Tuesday, last month, last year, 2 weeks ago, a moment ago. Okay, so we're going to have a lot of expressions with this part, but this in here are some of them. Yesterday, this morning, this afternoon, last night, last week, last year, last Tuesday, last month, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, some hours ago. Okay, so remember, it is important to know when, or to identify the time expression according to the tense, because it's going to be like kind of key in order to understand how we're going to apply some verbs. Like for example, if we had text and we need to just work with the verbs, and then it says like, for example, complete the verb in the correct form or in the correct tense, and then you have like all the base forms, but in the context or in the reading or the text you have, you're going to have like these part-time expressions. And remember, it's important to get what you are going to say. And for example, in order to understand the context, also differentiate the tenses we're going to use in a text. Okay, so here you have some of the time expressions. You have a lot, of course, but these are some of them, just in order for you to have an idea of that. Yes, do you need to copy them? Guys, did you copy it? Have you finished copying it?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Okay, let's go. As we have regular verbs, and then we have the irregular verbs. When we deal with regular verbs, we're going the ed ending, as you can see in here. And then, for example, we have the verb live. We have the verb live, work, need, want, okay? Plus the ed ending, we're going to say lived, worked, need or needed, wanted. In this case, that ed ending has 3 different sounds. It has a T sound, a D sound, and an ID sound. But when we're going to apply them, lived, worked, need, okay? You never say, and never do that, never say live it, work it, okay? Never in life do that. The thing is lived, worked, yes. So in this case, lived is with a D sound, lived. Worked is with a T sound. Listen, lived, worked. So, and there is a rule for the words needed and wanted, okay? It says in here, when a verb ends with T or D, the ed ending is pronounced as ID. And in this case, well, we're going to omit this part. But basically it's this, wanted and needed, okay? So, the thing that we're going to do in here is I'm going to say some words for you, and then you're going to pronounce them according to this rule, okay? Mm. Okay, so let's go with this part. Here we have some regular verbs, and obviously the verb is going to change. So what I need you to do is to pronounce according to what I have already explained to you. So, Ruby, can you please pronounce the following verbs?
Yes, teacher. Los que aparecen aquí en
Okay. In the
es
screen?
Shanget, Planet, Walked, Liked, Asked y Cooked.
Okay, thanks. Okay, Andy, can you pronounce them?
Dijo Andy.
Yes.
Present.
Okay,
Yes.
can you pronounce them?
Accepted, changed, planet, walked, liked, asked, cooked.
Okay. Victor, are you there? Can you please pronounce them?
Teacher,
Tell me.
se supone que unos nada más se pronuncian, bueno, la terminación es con T, otros con D y otros con ID, ¿no? Pero ¿cómo sabemos cuál es con cuál?
Yes. I have already explained it to you. You need to pay attention. So let's go back to this part, okay? So basically, the verbs that end with D or T, for example, we have need and want. These kind of verbs end with D and T. So for that part, we have a rule. When a verb ends with T or with D, the ed ending is going to be pronounced as ID, okay? So we're going to say needed and wanted. So let's suppose that the ed ending is going to be pronounced as a full with the verbs that end with T or D, needed, wanted. Yes? With the others, it's gonna be a different thing, okay? Many people are going to explain it as voiced or voiceless sound. A voice sound is when you have vibration in your throat. When you pronounce a word and you feel like it's vibrating, you're going to just pronounce with a T, and then we are going to have like voiceless. That it's going to be with D. Voiceless is when when there is no vibration in your throat. Okay. So, for example, pronounce the verb lift, 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 lift. Is lift. Okay. So in this case, if you want to pronounce it with a T sound, you're going to have a problem. You're going to say lift. Okay. So you need to just, as it is a voiceless sound, you need to increase your or just to take like some air in order to, or to make a pause in order to get to the T sound. And then if you say lift, okay, it's going to be like strange sound there. And the same is going to happen with the word worked. If you pronounce worked, there is vibration, so it's a voice sound. And then it's going to be like worked, okay, with T. But if the same thing is going to happen if you want to pronounce it with D, worked, okay? So the sounds are going to be interrupted in that part. So the main idea in this is that if you just try to pronounce a word that is not going to be the correct letter, is going to be, or the correct sound, is going to be kind of difficult for you to pronounce it. So it's not going to be like a fluent sound. You're going to say lift, okay? If you try to pronounce it with D, with T, and if we try to pronounce the verb work with D, we're going to say worked. Yes, and it's totally different if lift we pronounce with the D sound, lift, and worked we pronounce with the T sound, worked, lift. In that case, we don't have any problem to just change the sounds, okay? So the problem in here, well, the thing in here is that you need to practice. And remember, the only rule we have in here is that when a verb ends with T or D, the AD ending is pronounced wanted and needed. And we have a verb that ends with D, need, and a verb that ends with T, want. That's like the major rule in here, and this is like the easy thing. But in this case, let's go to the following part. As we have here, accept. So it's gonna be, or the sound or the pronunciation, the correct pronunciation should be accepted. And changed, change. Okay, this is not going to be changed. It's going to be changed. Plant, plant. Walked, liked, asked, cooked. Okay. So remember, if there is like a louder sound, in this case, like if you are like with consonants that are like loud, you're going to use like the T, and if the consonants or the words is like a soft sound, you're going to just pronounce T. Yes. So actually, I can't remember if I have sent you a list of verbs. Have I, guys? Have I? Have I sent you a list of verbs? Guys, have I sent you a list of verbs? I remember I did, but let me check.
Teacher, ¿le podría regresar tantito a la otra diapositiva? Por favor.
This one?
Yes. Gracias.
Okay. Okay, guys, so what I'm gonna do right now is to send you a list of verbs. And in this case, this is going to be helpful for you. I'm gonna send it to you right now. Oh, document. Communication. Okay, let me check. I'm gonna send you right now because sometimes I just don't remember to do it, so I'm gonna do it right now. Okay. Understand how this list is going to work. Just in order for you to have a clearer idea of that. Well, the list of verbs I send you to the WhatsApp group is going to be like referring to the following parts, okay? The first part is a list of irregular verbs. So in this case, you need to just try to learn them. And then we have in here, well, the infinitive, the simple past, and the past participle of the verb, okay? And then we have the meaning in Spanish, of course, because sometimes it is difficult for you, or well, it's difficult for you to deal with the verbs. So it's like structuring that way. And then when we go to the regular verbs, when we are dealing with the regular verbs, we have in here, and this is going to be useful for you. For example, it says regular verbs. Then we have the base form, the simple past, and the past participle that in this case is not changed. So it's going to be with the ed ending. But in this case, it's interesting. I don't know if you can open it in your cell phones right now. But in this case, it's like the id sound. It's going to be like separated in parts. And then you have like the ones that are pronounced with the id sound, the ones that are pronounced with the T sound, and the ones that are pronounced with the D sound, okay? For example, the ones that are pronounced with the ID sound, we have in here, accepted, counted, dated, ended, expected, intended, needed, planted, pointed, rented, repeated, resisted, start, visit, or visited, waited, and wanted. The ones that are pronounced with the T sound, for example, you have asked, cooked, danced, dressed, erased, finished, held, jump, and so on. And then we have the ones that are pronounced with the D sound, arrived, belonged, changed, cleaned, climbed, closed, conceived, okay? So that's basically what you're going to do in here. I have already sent you the list, so please check it. Yes, in this case, the thing you need to do is to just study or to check the list of verbs in order for you not only to learn the verbs just for the test, because it's going to be a part of the test, but at the same time it's useful because if you don't have verbs, you're going to, or well, in this case, as more verbs you know, the more ideas you're going to express in English, okay?
Teacher,
Yes,
can you repeat
tell
the
me.
first word, please? I don't know pronounce. Um,
How to pronounce it? The one lift
the first word
from this slide or the other one?
is
From this one?
accepted.
Accept this one? The one in here?
Yes, yes.
Accept it. Accept it. Accept it. Accept it.
Accepted. Accepted.
Accept it.
Accepted.
Mm-hmm. Then we have changed, planned, walked, liked, asked, and cooked. So just remember, if the verb accept, that is the base form of this, accept, ends with T, the ID sound is going to be pronounced, accepted. Yes?
Yes. If I can repeat,
Yes. Can I repeat?
is accepted. Yeah. Change it.
Yes.
Plan it.
Change. Remember, the only part in which we're going to pronounce the ID sound is when the verb ends with T or with D. Yes. So the only one in here is accepted. The other one is going to be changed, planned, walked, liked, asked, cooked.
Again. Accepted. Yeah. Change it.
Change. No.
Change.
The D doesn't sound. The changed.
Change. Plain it. Is it?
Plant is plant.
Plant. Walked. Liked. Asked. Cooked. Así.
Cooked. Excellent. Yes. So remember, daily in this case, or most of the verbs, or well, a lot of words in English. Remember, like for example, we don't pronounce the E or the last E. For example, when we say love, amor, it ends with an E, but we don't pronounce it. So in many different words, the last E is not going to be pronounced. So try to omit it. And the only thing that we're going to do is to try to give a different sound to the D. So accepted, changed, planned, walked, liked, asked, cooked. Yes?
Yes, teacher.
Did you get it? Okay. So, as I told you, I already sent a list of verbs that is going to be very helpful for you in order to just know what verbs are going to be pronounced with the ID, with the T, or with the D sound, okay? Yes? So, as I told you, if you had the opportunity to check it right now, you're going to find it like the regular verbs, and then you're going to start with the ones that are pronounced with the ID, then the T sound and the D sound, okay? So don't worry. Meanwhile you get used to the pronunciation, you can practice with that list, that it's gonna be helpful for you. Okay, so do you have any questions so far? Guys?
No, teacher.
Okay, so let's go with Axel, are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Axel. Okay, can you pronounce these verbs, please?
Yes. Accepted, changed, planned, walked, liked, asked,
Liked.
asked,
Asked.
and cooked.
Excellent. Good. Kayla, are you there? Kayla? Jessica, are you there?
Here, teacher. Wait a minute, please.
Okay, can you pronounce the following verbs, please?
Yes. Accept, change, place,
Accepted.
accept, ¿cómo? Perdón, accepted,
Accepted.
change, plant,
Change.
change,
Plant.
walked, liked,
Walked. Liked.
asked.
In this case, for example, the verb walked has the L doesn't sound in the verb, okay? La L no suena en el verbo. It's pronounced as walk. Walked. And then walk. And then when we have the ed ending, walked. Walked. Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Entonces es walked, liked,
Walked. Liked.
asked,
Asked.
asked,
And cooked. Okay, and if you can see in here, this is like something that is going to be easier for you. If you can see in here the verb walk, like, and ask, and cook, and with K, right? Also, in this case, let's omit the ed ending, and all the verbs end with K. Like, walk, cook. Yes? So, as we have the k sound, that's like k, we are going to pronounce all the verbs that have the same or the similar ending are going to be pronounced with T. Walked, liked, asked, and cooked. Yes? So as I told you, please practice according to the list I send you. This is going to be a good one in order for you to just get. And as I told you, well, this is just matter of practice. So as the more you practice, the more you get, the more you're going to get the pronunciation. But in this case, the list I send you is a good start for you to start like knowing how this works. Okay, do you have any questions so far, guys? Yes or not?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, is it all clear? Then can we continue to the following parts of the class? Okay, my battery is so low, so let me. Give me a second, please. Okay. Okay. Or we use simple past to talk about a complete action that started and finished in a specific point. Yes? So in this case, the past perfect is going to, well, we're going to see the use of the past perfect and also the structure. But in this case, a lot of people know it as the past of the past. And that's, I'm going to explain you why. It says in here, we use the past perfect to talk about actions in the past that occur before another action in the past. So in this case, we're going to mix two actions, okay? And both of them are going to be in past. But according to the grammar or to the context, one happened first, or one started first, okay? And then it says, let's see the examples just in order for you to have a clear idea of this. It says, when I arrived home, my mom had already cooked the meal. When I arrived home, so let's suppose that part. I arrived home and the food was ready, or the meal was ready. In this case, what action is the first? Or what action happens? When I arrived home, my mom had already cooked the meal.
The first action is I arrived home.
Arrive home? No.
Arrived home? No?
Listen and try to understand the context of this. When I arrived home, my mom had already cooked the meal. What action started first, or what action happened first? When I arrived home, my mom had already cooked the meal. Victor, what do you think? What action started or happened first?
Yes, my mom had already cooked, no?
Exactly. And that's why I told you this is called the past of the past, because it is always mentioned an action that started or that happened in the past before another one. So in this case, we're going to mix a simple past and past perfect. Okay, the first is when I arrive home. If we translate it, like for example, let's translate this sentence into Spanish in order for us to get the clear idea of this. When I arrived home, cuando llegué a casa, my mom had already cooked the meal. Mi mamá ya había cocinado o ya había preparado la comida. Entonces, cuando llegué a casa, mi mamá ya tenía. My mom had already cooked the meal. Okay, and then after my mom had already cooked the meal, I arrived home. Let's go with the following. I have visited this city before, so I knew where the downtown was. I have visited the city before, so I knew where the downtown was. So again, I have visited the city before, so I knew where the downtown was. So let's suppose that it is not the first time person went to the city. That's why we're going to say I had visited. Yo había visitado esta ciudad antes, so I knew where the downtown was. Ya sabía dónde estaba el centro. Yes? Then we have another one. They had studied English before they went to London. They had studied English before they went to London. Ellos habían estudiado inglés antes de ir a Londres. Okay? So, did you get the idea? And if you notice, we can start like this part, okay? When I arrive home, first we have the sentence in simple past. My mom had already cooked the meal. But at the same time, we can also use the past perfect at the beginning. I have visited this city before, so I knew where the downtown was. Okay, so in this case, we can exchange the order. We can use first the simple past, or first, and then the past perfect, or first the past perfect and then the simple past. And as we are going to just link to these two events, we're going to use a comma. So can you see it? Can you see the comma in here? So I knew case in a comma as a connector, but then we have a preposition in here. They had studied English before they went to London. Prepositions in order to connect the ideas. And in this case, we're not going to. In this case, we're not. Yes. Okay. So, and in this case, we're going to use a preposition in order to connect the idea, and then we're not going to use the comma. They had studied English before they went to London, okay? And in this case, we are also connecting this part. Is it all clear, guys?
Yes, teacher.
Yes? In this case, we can also use we can also use the only sentences with the past perfect, and let's go to the structure in here. We need the subject, the past participle of the verb. Remember, if the verb is irregular, you're going to change it, but if the verb is regular, you're going to add ed, because we're going to use the past participle of the verb. So that's why you need to just check your list. My mom had already cooked the meal. I have visited this city before. We can also say, like, I have visited this city before. Había visitado antes. And that's like also the complete idea. In this case, use subject, auxiliary verb have, in this, well, or have, that in this case, as we are talking about past, is going to change into had. Then the main verb should be in base form, well, in past participle form. So it's had plus the past participle form, visited, because it's regular, and then the complement. And in this case, they had studied English before, and we're going to use like they, obviously subject, auxiliary verb had, because it's the past of the verb have, and then studied, that is also it's a regular verb, and it's going to be in past participle. Remember, as I told you, if your verb is regular, the simple past form and the past participle form is going to be the same. But the problem comes when it is an irregular verb, because they change. Or they don't. It's going to be cut, and cut, and it's not going to change. But in this case, they had studied English. Ellos han estudiado inglés, okay? And then we can also say that. We can express like the whole idea mentioning the past perfect and the past simple in the sentence as the first two we have in here. Well, my mom, when I arrive home, my mom already cooked the meal. Or we can also just use the simple or the past perfect part in this. I have visited this city before. Había visitado esta ciudad antes. Okay? Is it clear? So, remember the elements. Subject, tell me.
Can you read the structure?
Right. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to just give you an example of this. Okay. So I'm going to add a new. Yes. Okay. So let's suppose first you need the subject. Plus had plus okay, just in order for us to follow this part, it's going to be like okay. This is so slow. Okay. So let me check what is happening here because I can write. Okay, let's use this part in the complement. It's going to be like as a given example. For an affirmative sentence, we need the subject, the auxiliary verb, that is in this case the past of have, it is have, the main verb in past participle plus the complement, okay? So we're going to use subject, I, auxiliary verb, had, main verb in past participle. In this case, this verb is irregular, so it's going to change. That's why I tell you the irregular verbs are not going to follow the ed ending. So we're going to do I have bought, and then the complement. For example, I have bought a new car. I have bought a house. Había comprado un carro. Había comprado una casa, okay? So basically this is the structure. Subject, auxiliary verb had, main verb in past participle, but in this case that is the participle of the verb buy, comprar. And then we have the complement that in this case I couldn't write it, I don't know why. But in this case the complement can change. I have bought a house, I have bought a car. Is it all clear? Yes? Guys? Did you get it? Let me try to rewrite it. I don't know what is happening with this. Yes, is it clear? Guys.
Yes, teacher.
Guys. Okay, so as I told you, I couldn't write the complement. I don't know why I can't, but it is not allowed for me to write. But in this case, the complement can change. The complement, it could be like your own ideas, but the most important part of this is the auxiliary verb and the verb, or the main verb, that in this case, as I told you, it's the participle form of the verb by. And this is an irregular one. That's why it's not going to end with the id ending. Okay, so what I need you to do is to write down. Well, what I need you to do is to do the following. You're going to write 3 sentences in simple past, 3 sentences using the past perfect, and 3 sentences using the past perfect and the simple past together, okay?
¿Cómo, teacher?
What I need you to do right now is to write 3 sentences in simple past or using the simple past, 3 sentences using the past perfect, and 3 sentences using both of them, like the ones that had the examples we have in here. Okay, so first it's going to be like 3 sentences using only simple past, then 3 sentences using only the past perfect, and 3 sentences using both of them as the examples we have in here. Okay? Yes?
Profe, no le entendí la tercera.
The third one is going to be write examples using the simple past and the past perfect in just one sentence, as in the examples we have in here. Yes? Got it?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So, Hori, you have 8 minutes to do that.
Teacher,
Tell me.
una de es en simple past, tres en perfecto. Y el último que
And the last one is going to be mixed. Okay. So what we're going to do in here is to mix them. Like, for example, if you have the three in simple past, then the three in past perfect, then we're going to just create one like the ones that I have in the examples in the slide. Yes? Like when I arrived home, my mom had already cooked the meal. So in this case, in one sentence, in just one sentence, we're going to use simple past and past perfect. Yes?
teacher, gracias.
You're welcome. Finish. How's it going? Have you finished? Guys?
No, teacher.
No, teacher.
If you have questions with vocabulary or verbs or any other thing, you can ask, okay? Finish.
Can I say my sentences, teacher?
Yes. Go ahead, please.
The 9 sentences or just 3?
Okay, let's go like maybe you can say, well, if there is someone else who wants to say it, like maybe you can say 3, the other person 3, and then you go back to yours. And if there is no one, you can say all completed, okay? So go ahead, please.
When the simple past is yesterday I ate pizza. Last week I
In this
saw
case, as you
a horror. Yes.
horror movie, okay?
Yesterday I saw a horror movie, and yesterday I went to the pharmacy.
Okay, in this case, as you are using the first the time expression yesterday, well, commonly the time expressions go at the end of the sentence. Okay, I went to the pharmacy yesterday. I watched a movie yesterday. As you are using it at the beginning, please add a comma. Okay, so yesterday, comma, I watch a movie. Did you say watch a movie or did you say see a movie?
See.
What was your verb in that sentence? Is watch.
See. It's watch. Okay.
Watch. Yes.
Okay.
So the correct part is watch. And then please add, as I told you, the time expressions yesterday, a week ago, or whatever you want to say, it's going to be at the end, or commonly go at the end. But in this case, as you are using at the beginning, please add a comma before it. Or after it. So it's like yesterday, comma, I watch a horror movie. Okay? Yes?
Okay, teacher.
Okay.
Thanks.
Can you say the others? You're welcome. Can you say the others? The other 3?
Yes, I had studied music in the school.
I have studied music in the school. Good, excellent. That's a good one.
I had begun a project with my brother.
Exactly, good.
She had left to smoking because she's pregnant.
She have left, or she had stopped smoking. Stop. It could be like better. She had stopped smoking because she's pregnant. Excellent, good. And the other?
He was very tired because she hadn't slept well. Slept well.
She was very tired.
Tired.
Very tired because she hadn't.
Because he
because she hadn't slept well.
Slept well.
Good.
I was very confused because I hadn't read the book of my class.
Okay, good.
I have saved my document before the computer crashed.
I have sent my document before the computer crashed. Good. Excellent, good.
Thank you, teacher.
No, thanks to you. Well, that's a good job. Someone else? Guys? Guys? Is there someone else who had finished? Guys? Guys, is there someone else? Finished?
Teacher,
Tell me.
I can say my exercise.
Can I?
Can I?
Yes, go ahead. Yes, because remember you're asking, right? So can I?
Can I say my sentence?
Yes.
Sentence. Yes? Yeah.
Sentences.
Sentences.
Yes, go ahead.
My mom didn't believe me.
Mm-hmm.
My cat didn't like hers.
Okay, didn't like
Horses.
horses, in this case in general, horses.
In
Mm-hmm.
Puebla, rained all night.
In Puebla, rained
all night.
Yes.
Okay. My brother
Mm-hmm.
had worked with my father.
My brother had worked with my father. Yes, the sentence is correct, but only the pronunciation. Let's be careful at that part. Worked. Yes, continue, please.
Yeah, my family had visit my grandfather. Yeah.
My family had visited.
Visited.
I see the symbols visited.
Visited.
Okay, we can visit. Yes.
I had
Good.
watched 2 seasons no, sorry. I had watched 2 seasons of the
I have
series.
watched
2 seasons of the Big Bang.
mm-hmm. Of the Big Bang
Yeah.
Theory.
Um,
Yes, good. Okay.
No sé si estoy mal en esta oración, pero la voy a decir.
Don't worry, just say it. If you have a mistake, we can correct it. So don't worry.
Okay. My cat knew my grandmother because it had visited her house.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yes, visited.
visited.
Remember, in this case, visited.
And I had
Yes.
eating. Eating.
I had eaten.
Eaten.
Eaten. You can say eaten.
Yeah.
Yes.
Long before went to the doctor.
Okay.
Yes, all.
Okay, good.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Someone else?
¿Puedo yo, profe?
Go ahead, please.
Okay. I lived in London last year. We have always
Can
walked.
you repeat it? Can you repeat the first one?
I lived in London last year.
Last
have-
year.
Last year.
Last year.
Okay. Last year. We have always walked to school. We studied for exams. And we had played a lot of soccer.
We had played, yes.
She had finished. ¿Cómo sería? Finished reading the book. I have slept for 7 hours. Y la última sería
I had slept
for 7 hours. Y la última
hours,
la última
yes.
sería when I traveled with my family for the weekend. My uncles had already prepared the food, but we had my grandmother before, and we took her with my family, so we had a good finish.
Okay, good. So let's maybe let's work more on pronunciation. So a good idea for all of you, like in general, or something I used to do, like in this case, is like to listen to music. In this case, like listening to music is going to be helpful for you. Well, as all of you like to listen to music, I suppose. Then what you can do, for example, is to listen to music, learn the lyrics of the song, and also try to repeat it. Try to repeat them. It doesn't matter if you don't know like the whole meaning of the words. The only thing we need to do is to work on pronunciation. So it could be a good idea for you, like, okay, I'm going to listen to music, and maybe you like a song in English. Maybe if you don't know, well, look for the lyrics and try to sing, or at the same time, if you have a mirror, please try to talk to the mirror. It doesn't matter if you're alone. It's just a matter of practice. So it would be a good idea for you to practice like in that way. Okay, thank you. Who else has finished? Guys?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, can you read yours,
Simple
please?
past. He always walked to school.
He always walked
to school.
Walked to school.
She wanted
Mm-hmm.
to learn English. We ate together last Saturday. Past perfect. She had finished her homework.
Finished. She had finished
We
her
had
homework. Yes.
talked for more than 2 hours.
What?
We had talked for more than 2 hours.
We talked.
Talk
We have talked. We've talked. We
for
have talked
talk.
for more than 2 hours. Yes, talked.
We had visited grandmother in Christmas. Yeah, teacher.
Excellent. Good. Okay, another someone else? Okay, guys. So I'm really sorry. My internet connection was lost, so I couldn't like continue with this. But I'm already here. So who else has finished? Guys, who else has finished? Guys, can you hear me? Who else has finished? Okay, Alma, can you read your sentences, please?
Yes, teacher. I played the piano with my family last year.
I played the piano with my family last year. Good.
I sleep very bad yesterday. I went to the supermarket to buy food.
To buy?
To buy.
To buy.
To buy food.
I went to buy food. That's correct. Remember, the idea is that you went, okay? The verb, the following. So the second verb is going to just support what you did, but the main idea thing is like when I went to buy. Yes?
I had study in my house.
I had studied in my house, yes?
I had spent my money the university. Spent.
Spent.
Okay. I had written my homework.
I had written.
Written my homework.
Yes, the W in the verb doesn't sound, so it's written.
Written. Okay, thank you. I had.
You're welcome.
When she arrived to my house.
When she arrived.
Arrived to my house. I had sent my plants when it start to rain. I had ¿cómo se diría? Bueno, I had paid my TV service when I didn't put money. Finish.
Okay, thank you. Who else has finished? Guys. Okay, Ruby, can you read your sentences, please?
I have never seen a bird before he moved to Alaska. I had saved my document before the computer did.
Okay, in this case, we can explain like I had saved my document before the computer broke down, como descomponerse, broke down.
Okay, broke down.
Good.
She had begun the medical treatment when the doctors decide order the surgery. They had studied French before they went to Paris. They have white wake before horse. No, perdón. They have been living in the apartment before they saw
In an apartment.
an apartment. They saw the house at the country. They have worked before they entering the today study. I finished.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Someone, oh, you're welcome. Thanks to you. Someone else?
¿Puedo pasar?
Yes.
Gracias. Van a ser... a ver, espera. En pasado simple. You worked very hard last week.
To work?
Profe,
Tell me.
She liked to sit in the sun. ¿Qué otro? You studied in my class last semestre. ¿Cómo se pronuncia semestre?
Semester.
Ah, semestre.
Semester.
Okay. Ahora voy con las otras. I had workers for my uncle. They had complete the project.
They have completed the project, yes.
Okay. He had finished reading my book. I cooked a cake last week.
I baked. Actually, it should be bake. Hornear.
Okay. And finish.
Okay, good. Someone else?
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yesterday I dreamed with my friend. This morning I broke a cup. On Monday I washed my clothes. I had already woken up when the alarm clock rang at 8 a.m. I have never eaten sushi.
Okay.
I have not eaten this food before today. After we had finished our class, we went to breakfast.
We went to have breakfast.
Okay.
Yes.
My mom's tired of at night because she has received bad news.
Okay.
Okay. He have studied English before you moved to USA.
Before he moved to the USA?
Mm-hmm.
He had a studio, yes. Okay.
Finish.
Okay, so thank you. Just remember to be careful with the pronunciation of the regular verbs. I think it's going to be, well, sometimes it's complicated because we're not used to that part, but let's try to practice a little more just in order to improve our language skills. Well, don't, how can I say this? Don't feel ashamed. Like, if you are learning a new language or learning a language is a dare, like, it's not easy. So the only thing you need to do is to practice. Don't be ashamed of committing mistakes, because if you are committing mistakes, you're in a good job. When you realize you're committing some mistakes, it's even better because you know that you're learning. So never be ashamed of practicing or speaking a language. Okay, because learning a language is not easy, as many people can say. So the only thing you need to do is to practice. It doesn't matter when or how. The only thing you need to do is to practice in order to improve. It's like when you try to ride a bike. At the beginning, you have some problems, but then once you just deal with that, you're going to be perfect riders. So the same thing is going to happen with the languages. Everyone you want to start learning a new language, don't be afraid of speaking. It doesn't matter if you commit mistakes. Okay? So the thing I'm gonna say to you is that show confidence when you're talking. Yes? Don't feel nervous, or don't say, I don't know if I'm okay, or I don't know if it's correct, but I'm going to say this. If you want to say, or if you want to express it, do it. If you're not correct, someone is going to help you to correct that part, okay? But never be ashamed of practicing. Good job, Andy. Thank you.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Okay, so who's next?
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Simple past. Yesterday I walked in the park. Yesterday I ate pizza with my family. I listened a lot of nice at night. Past perfect. I had work in the week.
During the week, we could say also.
I had studied for the exam. My cousin had traveled to Japan. I booked my visa before I went on the trip.
I went.
I went
I got
on a
my.
trip.
I've got my visa. Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Before I went, on a trip.
Yes.
I had studied for the exam before I began the test.
Before I began the test. Okay, exactly. Or before I started the test, it could be also possible. Yes, good.
Yes, finished.
Okay, thanks. Again, be careful. Well, in this case, just be careful with the pronunciation of the verbs, okay? As I told you, pronunciation is going to be the most important part. Learning a language is all together. You need to have vocabulary, fluency, your accent is going to be also important. Well, it's not important. Well, it's important because you need to just try to imitate the accent of the native speakers of the language you're learning. But that is going to be gained with confidence. So don't worry. So just keep practicing, as I told you. And in this case, be careful with the pronunciation. But as I told you, pronunciation is going to improve by practicing. I remember when I was learning this, when I was learning some languages, because I can almost speak more than one language. Um, and I was like so like nervous, or like was afraid of talking or speaking. And it was like, okay, I'm committing mistakes. But then you're going to realize, well, and the most important part of this is that you're learning, or you are just preparing to be managers in tourism. So you're going to need a lot of languages, and the most important one are like, for example, the English. The English is going to be like important. So don't be afraid of speaking. As I told you, you have an entire life to learn, but let's try to do it in a good way. Okay? So you will never stop learning about a language. But the thing in here is that the things we already learned, let's learn it and let's practice correct way. So thank you. Okay, someone else? Okay, so I'm going to just call out your names again, just in order to have like the ones that get late to the class and the ones that remain. And because the class is almost finishing, so pay attention, please. Okay, give me a second. And well, as for the ones that didn't participate, or in this case, all of you need to send me a photograph of your work, okay? So you need to send me a photograph. You know that we work on the institutional email, so please send me a photograph um, with your exercises, okay? And please study for your test. If you have, well, while you're studying, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Like, you can send me a message in the WhatsApp group, and then you can say, hey, teacher, about this topic, I have this question, and then I'm going to just try to answer as soon as possible, okay? Let me check. Okay, Erika?
Here.
Andy?
Present.
Sandra?
Se tuvo que desconectar, profe.
Okay.
Sandra.
Yes, don't worry. I got it. Liliana? Nice?
Present.
Okay. Annie? Alejandra?
Here.
Marta?
Here.
Diana?
Here, teacher.
Kayla?
Kayla tiene problemas con su internet.
Okay, don't worry. Thanks for telling me. Dulce?
Ya, profe.
Okay. Alma?
Present.
Arturo?
Ah, sí, Arturo me dijo que tiene problemas con su internet.
Okay, don't worry. Ruby?
Here, teacher.
Okay. Victor already seen. So Victor is just kidding. Miriam. Dianetti? Is Dianetti in
Ella
here?
creo que tuvo problemas de situación personal, por eso no se ha podido conectar a clases.
Yes, don't worry. Oh, yes, I have already marked the justification in here, so thank you. Mónica?
Presente. Presente.
Okay. Jessica?
Here, teacher.
Denise?
Present.
Axel?
Present.
Victor?
Present.
Diana?
Present.
Iris?
Profe, ella me avisó que se le acabaron sus datos y ya no puede conectarse.
Okay, don't worry. Thanks.
Teacher?
It was just in order to recheck. Tell me.
Teacher, es que me pasó, bueno, pasé, pero ya no le pude decir presente.
Oh, don't worry. I already got it. I already got your attendance, so don't worry. It was just in order to know who was into the class after I called the list the first time, and just in order to just corroborate who was in here on time. So don't worry. Okay.
Okay, gracias.
Okay, guys, have an excellent weekend. See you on Tuesday, and remember it's going to be your first exam. That is going to be the listening part. Yes. So I told you, try to check your notes to make a review of your notes. If you have any question, please let me know in order for me to solve your questions on time. So have an excellent weekend, please, and take care.
Thank you, teacher. See you.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.